Arkansas Style on KARK.
It is our favorite day of the week because we are working out the kinks with our girl Heather Abed at Jazzercise. All right, girl, I'm ready to do it. What's happening?
Okay, we're gonna do some fun stuff today. So, you know I'm all about functional fitness, which all that is just doing exercises that make you stronger in your everyday life, right?
Okay.
So that's what I like to do. So I was like, you know, if I had to pick 4 exercises that are just a must do for your viewers at home, these are my 4.
Ooh,
so
love this.
The first one is a squat. Why? Okay, first of all, let's show a squat. Toes and knees forward, kind of in line with your hips, so that if you look down, knees and toes, you can kind of see everything. You're gonna release your hips back, sit back in your heels, and lift. Okay, so that's a squat, right?
Yeah.
So why is it functional? Because how many times do we do that during the day? We get in and out of our car, we get up and down off the toilet, we get out of a chair. You have to be able to do a squat,
Yeah.
right? And plus it maintains hip mobility. So squat, basic exercise I think everyone should be doing. And there are variations. You can turn your toes and knees out and do the same thing. You can have a wider stance, you get a little more range of motion. But just that movement of up and down using major leg muscles, great exercise.
All right, folks at home, you can do that.
You can do that. And if you want to make it harder, hold a set of hand weights. Hold 12, 15 pounds in each hand. Now you just increased how much you're having to squat and press up. So you can really modify that exercise for whatever your strength level is.
All right.
Cool?
Cool.
Okay, so the next one for me is a lunge, because this exercise strengthens the muscles that help us go up and down stairs. So if you want to be able to continue to do that, you got to do some lunges. So a simple lunge is you're going to step forward, you're going to go down. So you want to make sure that when you're doing this, that you're not letting your knee go past your toes. Everything should be in line, and that back leg is going straight down towards the floor, and then you lift. So that's a lunge. Lunges you can do lots of different ways. You can do it where you're just feet planted like this, or you can make it a little more active where you step out into it, tap the knee down, and come back up.
Oh.
Couple things with the lunge, besides the fact that you don't want your knee to go past your toe. You want to make sure that you have a wide enough base of support. Wide base of support versus narrow, always good for a lunge. And then when you're going down, if you want to tap all the way down, you'll get a little stretch. And then when you come back up, but it also helps with hip mobility, take it all the way to the floor. And I see some people do lunges where it's like they're on a balance beam. And you want to be more on train track.
Okay.
So you don't want your feet lined up with each other. You want them like they would be on a train track, and that gives you a good base of support.
All right. Look at us working those major muscle
that's
groups too.
So squat lunges, two of my favorite functional fitness. Okay. Next one is arms. Let's grab our weights. So if you think about things you do with your arms a lot, we use our triceps. Triceps are important because they help you get out of a chair. You see people that they have to kind of sit in their chair and rock sometimes to press up. They're trying to get some momentum behind them. Well, they've lost probably a little hip mobility and they've lost tricep strength. So you want to maintain those. So a tricep, lots of ways to work it. I like a kickback. So you get in that lunge position, shifting your weight forward, pull that elbow up behind you, and then you just extend the weight back. So your viewers can kind of see. It's just a kickback. You want to keep the elbow high, the shoulder down, and extend, hold for a second, squeeze, and then pull it in.
Oh boy. Yep. That muscle needs some help.
So triceps, always important to work those triceps. So to me, that's a very functional muscle to work, and it's a functional way to work it.
Okay.
Okay, so I like the tricep kickback. And then the other one I would say is an overhead press, because if you think about whether you're gonna reach for something up high and pull it down to you, you need shoulder strength, right? So overhead presses are very simple. You just press up and pull down. And you always want to be able, when you're up, to look up with your eyes and see your weights. If you can't see them, they're too far behind you.
Gotcha.
Right? And so overhead presses. So those are Very functional.
Listen, when you say functional exercises and you equate it to our everyday lives, I mean, what more motivation do you need to really keep your body in tone? And, you know, if it's been a minute since you've worked, these are definitely things that people can do right now.
Absolutely. You say, I don't know about doing that with weights. Okay, put the weights down. Start with doing it no weights and just work through the activity. And then grab, you know, maybe you grab 2-pound weights and then you go to 3 and then you go to 5 and then you go to 7 and then you go to 10, 12, 15 and you work your way up. We all have to start somewhere, you know, so just use something that gives you enough resistance that you feel like you're challenged. And then when it's not a challenge anymore, go up on your weights.
All right, well, let's go through the routine one
Okay.
more time.
So we'll go through, we'll start with our kickbacks. So you can just kick it back. Lots of ways. You can stand in any stance you want. The goal is to squeeze that muscle and pull it in. And then you can go to your overhead press, making sure that you could look up with your eyes and see your weight. You don't want it too far behind your head, protect your shoulder. And then if you want to make these squats and lunges harder, keep those weights in your hand and take it down and lift up. And when you come up, initiate by pressing through the floor and squeezing back here.
Yeah, not just pushing up and down, actually
you
work
have
all
to
those muscles.
actively squeeze as you come up and give a good contraction when you get all the way to the top. And that really is going to make those squats work for you. And same thing on a lunge, train tracks, not a balance beam. Take it all the way down and lift. And if you can't go all the way down, that's fine. You work for whatever range of motion works for you and build up to it. But again, these are exercises that are going to help you reach for things overhead, pick something up from the floor, get up and down out of a chair, go up and down stairs, functional fitness.
All right, if people want to find out information on Jazzercise, where can they go?
So you can Google us, Jazzercise, and it'll pull up and you can read about us. You can put in Jazzercise Little Rock, it'll pull up our website. And we have all descriptions of all of our classes. We tell you what we're about. And then if you want to come and try a free class, just reach out to me. We'll do it.
You got it. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for having me out.
Thanks for coming.
All right, functional fitness. No excuses, folks at home. Get up and join us. Now up next, no tasks, no checklists, no pressure to make the most of the moment. We're taking a few minutes to talk about why doing nothing might be one of the most restorative things we can do. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.